Hello there, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and I will be your host, Timely. And in my last video, I really did not explain thoroughly about Gunslinger, and I was pretty new to the game, so I feel like there was a lot of mistakes made, so I want to make an update video on my Gunslinger, okay? After pouring thousands and thousands of dollars and studying the proc rates and data of this game, I can safely assume that I know what I'm talking about. No, but jokes aside though, let's get started. Alright, so in my last video, I really did not go over the stats very well, not too in depth. So I was right about one thing about stacking the crit damage and stuff, but I really didn't show you guys my core and the stats on my gear. So as you can see, you want to do mainly dex more than strength, more than constitution, more than insight. So I have wind, fire, and constitution. And then we go over here. Dex, more than strength, more than constitution, more than insight. So that's the build that I'm going so far. Works very well. Alright, so in my last video, people were commenting and stuff, and you know, they weren't wrong. They were criticizing my build, and you know, my build was so PvP biased, I wasn't really thinking about player versus enemy when I made it. So I thought I'd address that and actually make a really OP rotation for player versus enemy and PvP, keeping both those things in mind. Alright, so of course smite level and multi-strike and physical attack are all going to be gouged, okay? We want those to do very good. Alright, so now for the skills, people were telling me, oh, you should be using a particle cannon more, you should be using precision strike and pulsing wind. Well, they're not wrong, and you guys have been dropping very, very good insight for me down in the comment section below, so thanks for that. That was some, helping a brother out. So I've been taking some of your guys' advice and putting in some of your guys' what you guys were telling me down in the comment section down below. So shout out to you guys. There's two of you guys that were mentioning it, and you guys helped me out a lot. So pulsing wind, precision strike. The reason why you want precision strike is because it gives that extra 30% crit damage. Now when you hit level 80, you get the target weakness, which is 20% crit damage. So you get an extra 50% crit damage once you have all those stacks from your precision strike. That's 200% crit damage. So you're going to be doubling your damage on all of your attacks every time you crit. So that's actually really, really good. So you really want that. Okay. So that's a good reason why you'd want precision strike, to get the rest of the way to do that nice 2.0 multiplier, okay? Alright, so okay, what was I gonna say? Alright, so there's a couple other changes that I made to the build as well. Alright, so now I'm using Devil's Wind and Thunderclap, okay? Now I'm going to explain why I like Thunderclap more than any other freaking skill in this game. The reason why I like Thunderclap for a Gunslinger is because it has a 3-second delay. A 3-second delay before it actually hits the target, and inflicts a 1.2-second delay. So very, very similar. It's a very, very similar move to, as you can see, Heat Blast. After 3 seconds, Heat Blast hits. Now one bad thing about Thunderclap is that it has like a little area of effect. It drops down a circle, so if they're in a circle and they get out, they won't be getting hit by the Thunderclap. So a great way to mitigate this is by using Heat Blast first, so that they get hit by the Heat Blast and then they get hit by the Thunderclap. Because it's like in succession. It goes Heat Blast, boom, they're stunned by 1.2 seconds. Then the Thunderclap comes in while they're delayed, and then it hits them again with another delay for 1.2 seconds. So It's a very nice little stun lock a gunslinger can do. And it's probably the only one we have. We don't have many crowd control options other than landmine, heat blast, and a particle cannon, which is very sad, and also arbiter of peace. Not as much tools as a blade master, that is for sure. Now we have our Devil's Wind. It's very important because, especially when you're fighting against a blade master or an enemy that has a very high dodge rate, you're going to be missing your burst a lot. And you want your burst to hit, so against a blade master that's dodging all of your shit, if you miss your burst, you're going to be stuck on cooldown and they're going to fuck you up. So you want to make sure that you're going to hit them for those 5 seconds. Do very, very big damage. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to use my Devil's Wind to cancel my Stealth Camouflage so that they both have a 5-second duration of 100% hit rate and 30% crit rate for my Stealth Camouflage. Those 5 seconds will give me a good amount of time to set up my A-Particle Cannon, my Thunderclap, and my Heat Blast so they all have a 30% 30% crit rate and a 100% hit rate. Alright, so here's what the rotation would look like. Now let's go grab Truffles. Alright, so as we're... Oh shit, he's almost dead. Not good. I'll show it to you guys like one time. So you get your energy to full. Once it's full, you go Tesla Solenoid, Heat Blast, then Thunderclap, Stealth, then Devil's Wind, and then you hit them with the A-Particle Cannon at the very end. Like that. And then in between, you're doing your Pulse Cannon or your Pulse Bomb in between. Until your cooldowns come back, and then you could do one more Tesla Solenoid and Stealth Camouflage, and then you can, your Thunderclap and your Heat Blast will come off cooldown. I wish I can show you guys the full thing, but fucking Truffles, dude, he died. Why? Why, Truffles? God damn it. But you guys get the point. Here, maybe I can find Truffles on another line. We've got many lines to choose from. Truffles, come to me. Oh, there he is. We got a brand new Truffles. We're good. All right, so I'm gonna practice. So here's the rotation. I'll show you guys both rotations because there's a strong burst and then there's a weaker burst. So it'd go like this: Tesla Solenoid, Heat Blast, Thunderclap, Stealth, cancel the Devil's Wind, and then use your A-Particle Cannon. Now you can tell that the duration of your buffs is up because you have 5 seconds of hyper armor during those 5 seconds. You can tell that you're going to be buffed with your 100% hit rate and your 30% crit rate. So in between, when I'm on cooldown, I'll be using my Pulsing Bomb and my Pulsing Wind together. And then I'm being like, oh, okay, now my shit's back up. I can set this up again, and then use my A-Particle Cannon. Alright. So now, I have 17 seconds on my Heat Blast, and then 23 seconds on my Stealth Camouflage. So, I'm going to be waiting for my Stealth Camouflage, and then everything should be reset for my next really big burst. Alright, when I see my Thunderclap getting off cooldown, I can tell I've I'm almost done, waiting. I think that a really good indicator for knowing when your cooldowns are about to come back is by seeing some of your other skills come off cooldown, so you can have a good gauge, oh, if this is coming off cooldown, then I probably have 10 seconds left on this other skill on my other wheel, because I find it really hard to see the little icons on the bottom right corner of the screen, so you kind of have to guess on when your cooldowns are about to be ready. And then I hit it again. Very nice. And then in between, Do it one more time. Got 22 seconds on my stealth camouflage. I'm just juggling my pulsing bomb in between. Yeah, those cooldowns are very long, so you gotta just juggle in between and wait. Alright, now that it's ready, boom, boom. A particle cannon. So right here is you have to look at your A particle cannon's cooldown, because your A particle cannon's cooldown is going to be, it's going to match your cooldown on your stealth. So as you're juggling, when you see your A particle cannon in this phase, you could use your A particle cannon to gauge when your stealth is going to be back online, and when you should start saving your energy. Like, oh, around like 4 seconds, I should probably, you know, not spend my energy on a pulsing cannon. So everything's ready again. All in succession. Very nice. Alright, so that's the rotation so far, and it's really big damage. And I really hope I helped you guys out, so you guys can do very well in your battle simulator, your Clash of Swords, whatever it's called. What was it called? Yeah, Clash of Swords, and even kind of set some people up in PvP when they're not suspecting it. So I have to get going now. Peace.